For those that try to figure out how to get healthy on their own, what is the typical cost, both physically and monetarily?
Well, it really starts with depending on what end of the spectrum you're starting out at. So how long you waited and let your body get, to a point of, either a serious illness. So if people miss those warning signs, like the things that we think are basic ailments are not a big deal, like asthma, allergies, depression, arthritis, anything like that, those are actually really big warning signs. But a lot of people in our culture, I watch them really think those are no big deal, and then sometimes it's too late, or sometimes our body, kind of gets to that bankruptcy place. So it really kind of depends on what end of the spectrum you're starting at. But really, there's a high cost that comes with it, whether you're doing it yourself or, enrolling someone else or lots of people to do it. I can tell you right now on the end of the spectrum, as far as, the bigger diseases, they're very expensive. It can cost a lot of money. I think I heard that the average cancer patient is worth $200,000. And I've watched families and businesses go under when that kind of stuff hits. So I know for myself, I spent 20 years, probably $80,000, and trying to figure it out myself, lots of time. And really, I think some of it just depends on how much of a value, what dollar amount you put on yourself and your time. So for me now, my time is way more valuable than I used to make it be. So for me, even taking an hour out or 2 hours out to have to go for a doctor's visit, nowadays, that would be a pretty high price tag for me. Even if, I see a lot of people who get taken out because their kids are sick and they have to take time off work and all that kind of stuff too. So the other thing is how much of a price tag you put on yourself as far as suffering goes. That's something that is really hard to put a price tag on for most people until they are in it. For me, it was a pretty high price tag. And, I tell people, you either treat your body like a Lamborghini or you treat it like a Pinto. And I guarantee if you spent $200,000 on a car, you wouldn't go put the cheapest oil in or the cheapest tires on it or anything like that. You would treat it to that degree. So really, the old saying of an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure is such wisdom that I think we miss in our culture. And you can save a lot of money by really buying things. I know in life and anywhere that we cut corners. I see people do that all the time where they'll, even if you have your house repaired and you hire the cheapest plumber and he puts the cheapest equipment in or doesn't do the job right, one flood can ruin your entire house and cost you, $80,000 instead of an extra $200 to hire the right person for the job. So really, you get what you pay for in everything. So your health, in my opinion, is not something I would ever compromise what kind of quality and what kind of investment I would make in myself. And that comes from a mindset of when people really grasp the concept that if your health suffers, everything else suffers. And there is nothing else in your life, in the world, that matters more than your health. So, I mean, if you're not able to enjoy the things that you spend all your life building, even whether it's relationships or business or finance or anything, you can't enjoy that without your wealth. So that, in my opinion, should be the biggest investment before family vacations, before a car, before a house, before anything else. You should know how to be your own mechanic of your body. You need to know everything and how to fix it. So the cost of not doing that can be astronomical. And again, there's things like suffering and time that only you can put a dollar amount to. I know that if you go talk to anybody who has been sick or is suffering, you can find out from them what it costs and what it looks like. So for me, I don't want to ever go there again because I have been there. But I really try to get that message across to most people to say, hey, don't wait. It's kind of funny how as adults we have kids and we'll try to teach our kids how to be preventative, but then we tend to not be preventative, and our kids resist us just like we resist taking care of ourselves sometimes. So I think if we tend to just step back a little bit and go, hey, where's our value and what's most important, you can assign your own dollar value, and you can kind of think about if you did have something, because right now statistics prove the ratios are out of control. 1 in 3, 1 in 6, we're hearing things like that. Those are pretty massive statistics that you're going to get some major diagnosis. And really, if you're dealing with all these like less than important diagnoses or non-threatening ones, those, in my opinion, take away from your enjoyment in life and your productivity. So to me, those cost more. If you wait till it's too late, there's an obvious answer to that of how much it's going to cost you. So, so it's more of a preventative mindset that's going to save you the most money. But having somebody who can take you from point A to point B in a short amount of time, if you are at a place of sickness, is where you're going to save the most amount of money. That's somebody who takes you in a thorough way, not just let's try one little piece here and there. So that's the best way to not spend all of your hard-earned money on your health.